BJP President Amit Shah has blamed the Trinamool Congress for poll violence in West Bengal. Addressing the media a day after clashes between Trinamool and BJP party workers forced Amit Shah to cut short his Kolkata roadshow. Amit Shah targeted Mamata Banerjee and Trinamool Congress. He said that violence has been reported from every phase in West Bengal. And refuting the allegations that BJP supporters vandalized the statue of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Amit Shah said the TMC workers damaged Vidyasagar's bust to gain sympathy.
6 चरण समाप्त हो चुके हैं। देश भर में 6 के 6 चरण में कहीं पर हिंसा की कोई घटना नहीं हुई, सिवाय बंगाल के। श्रीमती ममता बनर्जी का आरोप है कि हिंसा भारतीय जनता पार्टी कर रही है। मैं ममता बनर्जी को एक बात बताना चाहता हूं कि आप सिर्फ 42 सीटों पर चुनाव लड़ रही हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी देश के हर राज्य में चुनाव लड़ रही है और हर राज्य में अलग अलग पार्टियों के खिलाफ, कांग्रेस पार्टी के खिलाफ, स्थानीय दलों के खिलाफ हमारा मुकाबला है, मगर कहीं पर भी हिंसा नहीं होती है। और 6 के 6 चरण में बंगाल में हिंसा होती है, इसका मतलब ही होता है कि हिंसा का कारण तृणमूल कांग्रेस है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी नहीं है। अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी हिंसा करती तो हर राज्य में होनी चाहिए थी। और आप लोगों के टीवी मीडिया के फुटेज भी आप देख लीजिए। 6 के 6 चरण के कंपाइलेशन कर बंगाल की जनता को दिखाना चाहिए कि किस प्रकार से लोकतंत्र का गला बंगाल के अंदर घोंटा जा रहा है। मैं कल की घटना की बात करूंगा। कल भारतीय जनता पार्टी का रोड शो था। रोड शो के पहले ही 3 घंटे पहले भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जो पोस्टर बैनर्स लगाए थे उनको हटाने का कार्यक्रम रखा गया, अधिकृत रूप से रखा गया। पुलिस मुख्य दर्शक बनकर खड़ी रही। वहां पर संघर्ष कर हमारे कार्यकर्ता को उकसाने का प्रयास किया गया। पुतले को तोड़ा गया। आप देख रहे हैं दंगे के बाद की ये तस्वीर है जिसमें गेट इंटैक्ट है। हम तो रोड के बाहर थे। अगर गेट इंटैक्ट है तो अंदर जाकर किसने तोड़ा? अंदर से तो टीएमसी के लोग पथराव कर रहे थे, टीएमसी के लोग कैरोसिन बॉम्ब फेंक रहे थे, टीएमसी के लोग लाठी और सलिया लेकर बाहर आ रहे थे। गेट अगर टूटा नहीं है, गेट बंद है, तो ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर जी की प्रतिमा जो कॉलेज के अंदर है, इसको कुछ ने तोड़ा। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता अंदर थे ही नहीं, सारे के सारे बाहर थे, बीच में पुलिस थी। किसने तोड़ा? ये झूठे प्रकार की सिंपैथी कलेक्ट करने के लिए ममता बनर्जी के कार्यकर्ताओं ने ही ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर की प्रतिमा को तोड़कर एक नाटक और एक षड्यंत्र रचने का काम किया।
The developments come day after supporters of the BJP and Trinamool fought pitched battles on the streets of Kolkata during the massive roadshow, and clashes broke out near the Presidency College and Calcutta University after black flags were waved at Amit Shah and stones were allegedly pelted at his convoy from the hostels of Vidyasagar College. And during the violence that followed, the mob vandalized the college hostel and broke the 200-year-old statue of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. And later in the day, BJP delegation led by Union Ministers Nirmala Sitharaman and Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi met with the Election Commission officials and urged them to bar Mamata Banerjee from campaigning, alleging that the constitutional machinery in the state has collapsed. And Finance Minister Arun Jaitley also condemned the ongoing poll violence in West Bengal. In a series of tweets, he said that the attack on Amit Shah rally was deplorable. He also said that the onus lies on the Election Commission to ensure free and fair Lok Sabha polls in the state in the last phase on Sunday.
That TMC workers went on a rampage not stones but huge rocks were thrown at our president. Police lathis were picked up by the TMC workers, and that was also thrown at the workers of our party. And false allegations that BJP workers broke some statues of respected reformist Vidyasagar, all of which are very clearly the evidence that West Bengal is going through a very severe law and order issue. On our request, we were grateful that the Election Commission has sent to West Bengal the highest number of Central Armed Reserve Police.
And reacting to the BJP's charges, the Trinamool party leaders have sought a meeting with the Election Commission over the destruction of Vidyasagar's statue in a veiled attack on the BJP. Party spokesperson Derek O'Brien alleged that the outsiders were behind the attack. Meanwhile, the left and
Chief Minister of that state, Mamata Banerjee, she has to uphold the law and order, and it is state responsibility. And she also thinks she is the Chief Minister there. The government is in her hands. So it is competitive. Both BJP and TMC, they are responsible for the present situation in the state of West Bengal.
वायलेंस राजनीति में नहीं होना चाहिए, लेकिन इस वायलेंस के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी भी बहुत हद तक जिम्मेदार है। उसका कारण है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी का बंगाल में कोई जनाधार नहीं है।
All right, so left and the Congress party also jumping into the fray, and the left and Congress leaders, they're condemning the poll violence. We have with us our colleague Anu Tiwan joining us from Kolkata at the moment. Anu, speaking about what we saw yesterday, of course, the entire incident has now taken even more political turn. We saw Amit Shah again today launching a fresh attack on Mamata Banerjee over the violence, and he has said that it was the Trinamool Congress workers who vandalized the statue of Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, and he says that the party has actually pinned the blame on the BJP. And left parties, we also saw today staged protest in the state. Give us more details of what is happening in West Bengal at this moment.
Definitely, Aishwarya, after yesterday's incident, the situation in Kolkata has been got worsened and is really tense this time, because in the morning we have seen that the left party came out on roads and protested on the yesterday's incident. And in the evening, while in New Delhi in the morning, BJP protested, but in the evening, here in Kolkata, Trinamool Congress is going to hold a protest, is going to march against yesterday's incident. Although TMC has been alleging that BJP was behind it, but the BJP is alleging that the TMC workers and the TMC students created the ruckus in the roadshow, and this all lead to the interaction in the roadshow, which lead to the violence, and many people were injured. Although there were some BJP कार्यकर्ता as well as Trinamool people also who were injured. But now, speaking on the seventh phase of this election, this phase is really tense and really critical, because although wherever we have seen from the last 2 days, the protest is wherever the protest is going on, wherever the marches are going on, there are some new incidents of violence being occurring day by day, and they are increasing day by day. Although we have also seen that today Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be holding 2 rallies in Kolkata, one in Diamond Harbour, which is also a very critical and very sensitive parliamentary constituency. So we have to see whether the Election Commission will be able to hold a free and fair elections or not, or the violence in Kolkata will continue like this. Because we have seen from the last 6 days, all these violence incidents are increasing, and the fear among the people is also increasing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Anu, for all those updates today. Meanwhile, the BJP today staged a silent protest against the Kolkata violence in the national capital today. Top BJP leaders, including Jitendra Singh, Vijay Goyal, were present at this protest. And the left parties also staged a protest against the vandalization of West Bengal's iconic social reformer Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar's bust today. The party has blamed both the Trinamool Congress and the BJP for yesterday's violence in the state.
जो भी हुआ कल उसका हम तीव्र खंडन करते हैं। हम समझते हैं कि इस तरीके की घटनाओं के चलते हुए पूरी की पूरी जो परंपरा रही है बंगाल की, और परंपरा न सिर्फ बंगाल का और बंगाल के रिनाइजेंस का एक महत्वपूर्ण लीडर जो ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर जी है, और उनका जो कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है भारत सिर्फ बंगाल के लिए नहीं लेकिन पूरे हिंदुस्तान के इतिहास के लिए, वो एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण चीज़ है। और उनका स्टैच्यू को भंग करना, उनके ऊपर इस तरीके की पत्थरबाजी करना, ये हम समझते हैं कि हमारी पूरी की सभ्यता के खिलाफ ही जाने वाली बात है। तो आज जो सभ्यता की हिफाजत करने वाले जो उनके नाम पर जो आज जो है दावा करते हैं, वही लोग इसके अंदर इस घटना के अंदर शामिल थे, तो इसलिए इसका तीव्र हम खंडन करते हैं।
Meanwhile, the Election Commission will hold a review meeting with the observers and the state chief electoral officers for the last phase of Lok Sabha elections on Sunday. Now, the review meeting comes a day after violence and arson was reported at the Amit Shah Road show in Kolkata, and the meeting will be held via video conference. Remember, 59 parliamentary constituencies in 8 states will go to vote in the final phase of Lok Sabha elections on this Sunday. All right, Panchanan Mishra, our colleague, is joining us from Election Commission in New Delhi. Very good afternoon, Panchanan. Speaking about this review meeting that is going to take place, of course, this is very significant because, yesterday's violence incidents has been now taken to Delhi. The BJP has taken the issue to Delhi and complained to the Election Commission. So give us the details of what exactly is likely to happen in this meeting, considering the fact that in the last phase of elections also, Election Commission had made elaborate security arrangements. We understand that 71,000 paramilitary personnel were there. But considering the violence now, what all more measures are expected?
Right, Aishwarya, as you said that this is the last phase of polling. It's the 7th phase in this 2019 Lok Sabha election. And the news which came, the news of violence which mostly came from the state that is West Bengal. So definitely the review meeting with all the observers will be held in the Election Commission, and the meeting was held through video conferencing, and it's still continue. And the important thing is that this is a normal meeting for this 7th phase, the preparation of 7th phase, but a specific mention of West Bengal is there also. Because BJP has several times complained. Yesterday also Nirmala Sitharaman and other party leaders came to Election Commission, and they complained regarding the attack on Amit Shah's convoy, Amit Shah's that rally in Kolkata yesterday. So the issue will be definitely crop up, and also the BJP president who clear-cut made an allegation against Election Commission that Election Commission is not looking fair in case of BJP in respect to West Bengal. This issue will also be addressed by Election Commission, and certainly there will be some reply from Election Commission on this issue. But as far as the elections in West Bengal is concerned, Election Commission is very much sure that all the security arrangements, including paramilitary forces deployment in all the polling booths, and 100% deployment will be there of paramilitary forces, because Election Commission is not depending on the state police, and it was a demand from different political parties also that police should be barred from this inside the polling booths. So in this case there will be only paramilitary forces, and heavy deployment has been made. But we have seen that there was news of violence in earlier phases also. So Election Commission is now going to make it very properly looking into that what next arrangement should be made for the free and fair elections. Aishwarya.
All right. Thank you so much, Panchanan, for all those updates there from Election Commission. Of course, that meeting is going to take place. Of course, the focus would be how to contain violence, especially in the state of West Bengal, ahead of the 7th and the last phase of Lok Sabha elections. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is campaigning in Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal today for the 7th phase of Lok Sabha polls. And in the first election rally of the day in Paliganj in Bihar, the Prime Minister once again targeted the opposition parties. He said that the Mahagathbandhan is fighting the election on only one issue, which is to tarnish his image. He added that the Congress and RJD in the state did not do anything for the upliftment of the poor.
मिलावटी है, ये घोर नकारात्मकता के साथ चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। इनके पास दो ही मुद्दे हैं, मोदी की छवि को खराब करो और मोदी को हटाओ। लेकिन इन महामिलावटी लोगों को एहसास नहीं है कि मोदी आज यहां पर 130 करोड़ भारतीयों के आशीर्वाद से हैं। साथियों, मुख्यमंत्री और प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में मेरा करीब 2 दशक का काम रहा है। भाइयों और बहनों, जनता जनार्दन तो ईश्वर का रूप है और मैं तो जनता जनार्दन में ही ईश्वर देखता हूं। इन पदों को मैंने जनता द्वारा दिया एक प्रसाद माना है। इस प्रसाद को शीश झुकाकर मैंने शीश स्वीकार किया है। प्रसाद की पवित्रता भी मुझे संस्कार में मिली है, इसलिए प्रसाद की गरिमा और मर्यादा को मैंने हमेशा बचाकर रखा है।
And star campaigners of various political parties will continue campaigning for the 7th and the final phase today. BJP Chief Amit Shah will address public rallies in Madhya Pradesh today. He will be seen in Manavardhar and Alirajpur in the state of Madhya Pradesh. And Congress President Rahul Gandhi will campaign in Punjab. He will address a rally in Bargari, which is part of the Faridkot parliamentary constituency. And he will also address a rally in Ludhiana today. And Priyanka Gandhi Vadra will also hold a roadshow in Uttar Pradesh's Varanasi today. Remember, Ajay Rai is the Congress candidate in Varanasi against Prime Minister Narendra Modi here. A special report from Varanasi. When the counting of votes for Lok Sabha elections 2019 will be done on 23rd of May, all eyes will specially be on Varanasi, from where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is seeking a second term. Varanasi has been a BJP stronghold, with the party retaining it consistently since 1991, except in 2004. So we explore in this report how all the political parties are preparing for this high-profile contest.
BJP's election office is brimming with activity at Varanasi's Mehmoorganj area. It's ground zero of party's extensive strategy to ensure that Prime Minister Narendra Modi retains his seat with a huge margin. Booklets are being handed out to BJP leaders, listing major development works undertaken in the city of temples in past 5 years. Senior party leaders have been tasked to handle with Han Sabha committees that have been set up in each of 5 assembly segments that come under Varanasi Lok Sabha constituency: Varanasi North, Varanasi South, Varanasi Cant, Sevapuri and Rohania.
यहाँ की कमान पूरी जनता ने संभाला हुआ है। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने काशी के लिए जो कुछ किया है, उससे काशी है तो पूरा देश अभिभूत है ही है। लेकिन बनारस, जिस बनारस का एमपी देश का पीएम होता है, तो उसके उत्साह की कल्पना आप कर सकती हैं। इस नाते किसी को व्यक्तिगत रूप से कमान संभालने की आवश्यकता ही नहीं है।
Challenging Modi from Varanasi Lok Sabha constituency is Congress candidate Ajay Rai. Rai, a 5-time MLA from Uttar Pradesh, had contested in Varanasi against PM Modi and Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal in 2014 as well. Back then, he was routed by Prime Minister, who had secured 5,81,022 votes as opposed to Rai's 75,614 votes.
पहला चुनावी मैं लड़ा तो कामरेड उदल से लड़ा, जो 9 बार के विधायक थे 96 में, और 96 में उनको हराया, और हराने के बाद जनता के बीच में लगातार 20 साल MLA था और जनता की सेवा करके जनता के बीच में हमेशा काम किया हूं। आज फिर वो चुनौती मिली है, उस चुनौती को स्वीकार किया बाबा विश्वनाथ की कृपा से, महादेव की कृपा से, और निश्चित तौर पे काशी की धरती पर हम उनको शिकस्त देंगे इस बार।
Shalini Yadav was named the Samajwadi Party Bahujan Samaj Party Alliance candidate after the EC rejected former Jawan Tej Bahadur Yadav's nomination papers. The Supreme Court had also rejected its plea challenging the Election Commission's decision.
मैं मानती हूं कि मेरी कम प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की ज्यादा है, क्योंकि वो यहाँ से सिर्फ सांसद ही नहीं, देश के प्रधानमंत्री भी बने थे। और 5 सालों में ये उम्मीद हम सभी को थी कि और किसी के अच्छे दिन आए ना आए, लेकिन बनारस के अच्छे दिन जरूर आएंगे। पर अफसोस कि आज 5 साल के बाद भी हमारी जो मूलभूत सुविधाएं एक शहर की होती हैं जो उसे स्मार्ट बनाती हैं, जो बनारस में अफसोस है कि वो आज उसी के लिए लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं।
Prime Minister Modi had defeated Aam Aadmi Party's Arvind Kejriwal by 3.7 lakh votes. Even in 2017 assembly elections, the BJP had won 4 out of 5 assembly segments, falling under Varanasi Lok Sabha seat, with its ally Apna Dal winning the 5th one.
The opposition candidates in Varanasi are trying to pose a tough challenge to the BJP. However, political pundits assume that Prime Minister Modi's victory from Varanasi is a foregone conclusion, and the focus would be on the victory margin. Reporting from Varanasi, with camera person Jitendra Negi, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Meanwhile, the Election Commission has ordered a fresh polling in 34 booths in 10 districts of Odisha. The repolling will take place on 19th of May. Now, these include 3 booths in Puri district, which has been worst hit by Cyclone Foni and is still reeling under the impact. The fresh polls will be held in different assembly segments in the districts of Cuttack, Deoghar, Puri, Angul, Keonjhar, Khurda, Jajpur, Balasore, Mayurbhanj and Jagatsinghpur. Fresh polling is required in the 34 assembly segments due to certain problems during polling in the 3rd and the 4th phase of elections on 23rd and 29th of April respectively.